Should you summon the 80 million download celebration summons? We're going to take a look at the characters, the banner, how many steps there are, and the rates to get a general idea of whether it's worth your time to actually consider summoning on this banner. So it's going to be available 9.4, 9.6 to 9.16. Well, it might be a little bit different for you, depending on where you live in the world, but you can find the date in the news. So this is the banner. And you got some pretty good characters here. If you're new, and you don't have this swimsuit Momo, you don't have this art book Ichigo, you don't have this Orihime, this Ichigo, actually I think even he has some pretty good uses. I remember not liking his kit, but he does have skills that can be useful, and she, I believe, is pretty useful as well. So let's get into that. The farming characters are what you're going to be wanting the most, because these characters, while good, some of them, they're not on the same level of broken as some of the more recent ones. And as time goes on, they're going to become more broken. And the ones that are truly, really good here, being this Quincy Ichigo and this art book Ichigo, they're in the premium pool. There's a chance characters like this one right here is going to appear on the poll selection at the end of the year. This character is usually filler in banners like this one or other banners. So if you don't pull them here, you can pull them in the future. You can also pull them from 5-star tickets, premium summon tickets. If you save up enough, you might get lucky and pull them from there. Or more than likely, the Brave Soul summon tickets. So these are not what you're necessarily looking for when you're summoning on this banner. You're looking for the seasonal characters, which are more limited and definitely can have some use depending on the skills they have. And there's 4 seasonal characters in this banner. So we're going to look at the rates. 50 for the first step. Oh, actually, it looks like it's a repeat. So it's 50, 50, 50, 50 on every one of these steps. However, you got to go through these other 4 steps to get back to the 50. 3% rates, that's honestly worth doing the first multi, because you're paying a fifth of the cost. Instead of paying 250 orbs, which is, a full price multi, you're paying 50 orbs. Or if you want to go based on the normal discount being 150, you're saving about 100 orbs, or about a third or you're saving 2/3 of your orbs. So that's pretty good. The rates are 3%, which are not that great, honestly. I'm going to be real with you. But it's pretty cheap summon. At this point is where, if you're strapped for orbs, I would not necessarily summon on this banner. If you're running out of orbs, I would not continue past this point, honestly. This one I can say, because it's 50 orbs, if you pull a 5-star, and especially a new 5-star, you're profiting. You're getting, 50 maximum as a 5-star, so that's already paid for itself. Then you're getting 75 orbs. There is no other percent in this banner, which means that there are sometimes, depending on the banner, we'll have an other percent. It will be like 3% plus 1%. And if you pull, a character that's not featured, like not one of these characters that are featured, then that means you pulled in the other percent. And that means if you wouldn't have had that other percent in the banner, you would have gotten a 4-star normally. So keep that in mind. But let's take a look at how much it costs to go from step 1 through 5. So you got 50, 150, so that's 200, 400. So 900 orbs. 250 plus 250, that's 500. So 900 orbs to go from step 1 through 5. I personally think, from my perspective, and if you're looking at these notes of these extra rewards, they're not really that great. I'm going to be real with you. They're not worth spending tons of orbs on there. If they gave potions, going through steps 1 through 5, if they gave you 100 of every droplet, 100 of every, no, even 100 I think is a little too, it would have to be something like 500 of every droplet, 500 of every potion, maybe 250 of every super potion, something like that, for this to be worth it, or to even be considered potentially worth it. Even then, it's more of an addition So if you're like looking at this, this is not worth it for the notes if you're new. The free revival candies, you get plenty of those over time if you just spend them wisely and you're not needlessly wasting them. Power hearts, there's plenty of other places to farm it. Editing brushes, extreme co-op will get you plenty of editing brushes. It's going to take you a couple weeks if you're new to get there. So I believe you need to be in seat 7 or below. So in the Brave Battle area. So yeah, get to seat 7, and if you're there, you will be able to farm a plenty of editing brushes. Those are for accessories. Hogyokus and Hogyoku Wheels, there's other places to farm it. And like I said, revival candies, you get plenty of those over time. If we scroll down, we're going to look at Quincy Ichigo. His soul trait is strong attack recharge time minus 12% max. That's, that's standard. I like it. If it was 14%, this would, even be better, but it's 12%. He has damage inflicted at full stamina plus 20%. That is very good of a skill. He has Havoc 20%. That should be standardized at this point, so, good to see. Bruiser, Berserker, and Devastation, 20%, 40%, and 40%. That's the typical stuff you should be seeing. Frenzy plus 2, that's pretty good. The standard seems to be, like, for new characters, like, if you want them to be good, they gotta have Frenzy plus 2 or Frenzy plus 3. Sharpshooter, that is really good. That makes it defeating enemies easier, to simplify it. Debilitator, plus 5 seconds. That's obviously pretty good. Here's another really good skill. Status ailment spiritual pressure boost of 80%. That means if you inflict a status ailment on an enemy, your SP is getting boosted by 80%. So if you look at this SP, that's going to get an 80% boost. So that is obviously very good. And you have increased status ailment chance against speed attribute enemies. So if you're going up against speed enemies or the blue enemies, you're going to have a more likely chance to actually inflict a status ailment on them, which is good in areas where they have iron skin. Technique, attribute, character, strong attack damage plus 20%. That's pretty good. Technique, attribute, strong attack recharge, 20%. So now, you might think this just adds 20% for your entire team, for technique, like a technique team, and it's constantly applied. No, that's only when you transition in between rooms. So like if you go from room 1 to room 2, you're going to get a strong attack recharge 20%. So that means if you're close to finishing the strong attack, like let's just say you want to use a strong attack in the next room, and it's like 3 seconds off or 2 seconds off, and it has a pretty decent cooldown time, this will probably finish it just by going into the room. You won't have to wait the extra seconds you would have to. Or if you did have to wait a long time still, it would reduce it by a further 20%, making it more quicker, more efficient to go through rooms quickly. So that is definitely pretty good. This character, I liked her skills, but her power is not really that great. I'm going to be real with you. Strong attack recharge time minus 12% max. Guard break, full stamina only reduce strong attack cooldown 6%. That's pretty good. But if you look here, shared complete status immunity. This is the reason why I summoned for her initially, but she does not have a good enough kit in my opinion. She has the multi-barrier, and I definitely like the fact that she can constantly put up a barrier. So she's like a safe character to play, but she is kind of weak. So, honestly, if you're just looking to fill your collection or you're a big fan of Orihime, obviously you might want to summon for her to pull her, but she is, in my opinion, not a character that is worth summoning for. Picking her up as filler or picking her up as, chasing something else, that's fine. But unless she's like not a character you want specifically because it's Orihime or you want to fill your collection, honestly not a character that I like. I was excited to pull her because she was a shared complete status immune character, and I was chasing at least one copy of every single shared, or for every attribute, shared complete status immunity, and I think she was the final character I needed to pull, if I remember correctly. So I was excited for that. And unfortunately, she is not that strong. A bit of a letdown. You have Rukia New Year 2023. Yeah, 2023. Strong attack recharge time minus 14% max. That's a good soul trait. That's really, really good. Then you have damage to 40 to frozen enemies 40%, guard break, and poison duration. So this is like a bare minimum. If it does not have guard break in this day and era, it is trash. I'm gonna be real with you. Yes, having a good kit can still make the character playing fun, but like I can't remember. There's some older characters that did not have guard break that I still enjoy playing with. I can't remember which one specifically, so I don't usually check their skills. I just know they're fun to play, and I also use some of them in Senkaimon. But yeah, if they don't have guard break, they're not as good. They need at least guard break. If they have sharpshooter or marauder, it's even better. So it's like guard break and it also allows you. I think guard break breaks their guard, and I think sharpshooter and marauder. There's certain enemies that have a nullify melee or a nullify ranged, and marauder and sharpshooter deal with that the nullification against you. So like if you're a melee and they have nullify melee, you're doing 1 damage. No matter what you do, you're gonna be doing 1 damage. So yeah, if you have I believe marauder is the melee one, you're piercing that nullification and just able to hit them normally. So that is definitely really, really good. They don't have marauder or sharpshooter, by the way, because they have guard break. You have berserker, devastation 40%. That's pretty good. Frenzy +1. This is where it's a little bit outdated because most if a standard character is gonna have frenzy +2 or 3 now, like the really good, really powerful ones. You have debilitator +5 seconds. That's always good. If they have status ailments of some sort, debilitator is something that you like to see. It can be made an argument. I've heard this argument before. I haven't really looked into it. That if the person has drain, actually having debilitator can be detrimental because you're not healing as frequently, and that ends up hurting you long term. So I guess that could be an argument for characters if they have drain on them. This one seems to have frozen enemy, so this is a good one. Team attribute or technique attribute Soul Reaper, damage to status ailment affected enemies +40%. That is also very good. Because that applies to your team, and it's not just you. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. Status ailment chance against speed attribute Quincy's. So it's applied against Quincy's only. So that means you're gonna have speed Quincy's, not just any Quincy. I'd say the increased status ailment chance is good, but the fact that it's only against speed Quincy's is a bit of a letdown. If it was just speed attributes, I would have been like, this is, pretty good. But yeah, like the only way I think this would be a better, like a useful skill is if the increased chance is larger than the one for increased status element chance against X whatever tribute enemies, and they don't specify. If they specify a specific affiliation, I think the chance should be higher. I'm not sure if that is the case. But yeah. Weekend defense, that's pretty good. I'm not sure if she's a nuke character where just soul bomb is just really good or decent. I don't think I have her, so I haven't been able to test or play with her at all. Sprinter +1, which is meh. It is what it is. It's nice to have it than not have it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the 3 featured characters. And we're gonna do a quick rundown of this one. The remaining characters. So you have potions, coin drop, and damage inflicted at full stamina +30%. That's a really good soul trait to have, by the way. If you scroll down, +5 potions, that is also, pretty good. I mean, it's not the best, but, if you're only chasing for potions, and she's like a bonus in like epic raids or something like that, this can actually be a good character to farm with. And if you just like playing with a Hallibell and you're doing like Inheritance Zone or something like that, +5 potions, that's pretty good to actually use. There are better ones, the ones with +10 potions now. So if you're not hosting your own room, you might run into issues there. And then you have this one, plus 5 potions, plus 5 super potions. Is this Akon? Yeah, it's Akon. This is the one where, plus 5 potions, super potion, pretty good for farming potions or super potions. Didn't really care for the kit too much. But overall, it's a farming character, so if you're planning to farm a lot, it's a useful character to have. Then you have this Toshiro, who is premium, so you can pull him from tickets. Soul Trait, Mind Droplet drop 30%, that's useful. Definitely going to help you farm droplets more easily, but you're not going to probably be using him as a character you play with. You're probably just going to be using him for the Soul Trait and linking him to a better character. Because he doesn't have anything else in here that allows for, or aids him in farming. So, Momo. She is a farming character. Plus 5 potions, plus 5 super potions. So, basically the same as Akon, although I believe her kit is better and her playstyle is better than Akon. So, yeah, I'd say another great farming unit. And then you have, what was her name, Nozomi? Yeah, Nozomi. Plus 5 potions, plus 30% droplets. So, useful. She used to be a pretty great farmer. I'm not sure if she still holds up. Because as we're getting more, we're getting like plus 10 droplets, plus 10 potions, and then they're also having like plus 30% droplets on top of that, plus 5 potions, like the Chojiro. She might become outdated because of that, because think about it, if they have a plus 10 potion for this attribute, plus 10 potion, or not plus 10 potion, plus 10 droplets, plus 30% droplets, plus 5 potions, it's already better because you're getting an additional guaranteed 10 droplets. And then if you have the other characters in your team, if you're doing co-op, that have that plus 10 as well, you're going to have on, what do they call it? Like just regular co-op runs, you're going to get guaranteed 40 droplets. So, already better, in my opinion. And this character is, I consider him to be a 6th anniversary character because, it came out at around that time. They just divided the banners into 2, in my opinion. So, they call them Artworks Ichigo or Artbook Ichigo. He came out shortly before 6th anniversary Aizen. And he has strong attack recharge time minus 14% max. He's also a premium character, so you can pull him from tickets. He has Marauder, that is good. Poise, that's good. Frenzy +1 and Bombardment +1. This is a little bit fallen off, Frenzy +1. But the fact that he came out 6th anniversary, I can cut him a little bit of slack. He has Berserker 60%, so that's pretty good. Bruiser +20% and Havoc 20%. Oh yeah, and obviously Debilitator. I'm not sure if I got that. He also has complete status immunity. That means he's immune to all status ailments. However, he's not going to be sharing with other people. He also has Long Stride and Sprinter +2. So he's he just zooms and just goes by. He can fly around the map. So that's pretty cool. And that is it. Honestly, I'm actually going to look real quickly, and this is what you can do as well. If you scroll up to the top right below the banner information, you click on Character Pool, you can find out very easily which characters you have without trying to search through your box. So, oh, yeah, okay, I know how I got him. I must have got this Ichigo from, oh wait, no, never mind. I got this one confused with this one. So yeah, okay, I have this art book Ichigo down here. Fully leveled. Nozomi, fully leveled. Momo, Toshiro, Akon, Halibel. I'm only missing 2 characters, Rukia and Ichigo. So I was right, I was missing that Rukia. So basically, not worth it for me to go in it at all, beyond the first step. Throw 50 orbs, hope I get Ichigo or Rukia, and that's it. If I do get a dupe, preferably of either the art book Ichigo or one of the farming characters like Momo, Toshiro, because I think he's the one with the what do they call it? The droplet link, soul trait, I mean. So, overall, that is pretty much it. Should you summon on the 80 million download celebration summons? It's going to depend. So short cap it at the end. If you are new, don't have many of those characters, which you can check by the way I just showed you, go maybe the 5 steps. If you're have most of the characters like myself, just do the 50 orbs. That's a very good discount. The rates are not that great. Like if you look at the rates, 3%, 3%. You're not getting 4% until the third step. And then on the 4th step, you get 6%. On the 5th step, you get 8%. So you're spending 900 orbs going 5 steps in. If you have most of the characters, yes, you might pull a 5-star, but chances are it's going to be a dupe. And most of these characters aren't worth getting dupes of. You know, Akon, he's not really that playable. Not really worth getting a dupe. Him, he's worth getting a dupe of because of the fact that, you know, you can have multiple. Like, I can have a Toshiro linked to one character and another Toshiro linked to another character for the droplets. Momo, she's probably going to be outdated in the near future if she's not already outdated in some areas with the new farming potential that some of these characters are showing. The same thing with Nozomi. She's going to probably get outdated, but I'd say Momo probably has a stronger chance of remaining relevant longer. This Quincy Ichigo is premium. You can pull him at any time. Not worth going super deep in. But overall, he's probably, in my opinion, the best character in this banner. Like, there's no character in this banner that is better than him except for Art Book Ichigo. That's close, but not. He's the closest. He's not super close, in my opinion. But anywho, that is pretty much it for this. I'm not going to summon on it. Only summon on new. You're trying to collect a specific character beyond the first step, in my opinion. But you know your account better than I do, so you'll have to make that decision. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.